Oh, what a beautiful day. We all get 365 days in every year. It's one of the things that we have in common. Every single day has 24 hours. And I always ask myself this question at the end of the day: what did I do today? It's a magnificent, I call it a platinum day today. Grey skies, cloudy, misty, free water coming out of the sky. A magnificent day. And I can look back over my day and say, this is what I achieved, this is what I did today. This is the value that I added to my world, this is the value that I added to other people's lives, this is the value that I added to my own life. And that's why I'm asking you the question. At the end of your day, when you look back over your day, what do you want to be able to say? The awesome thing about 24 hours, though, is that tomorrow we get another one. If we're very privileged, we get another one. So whatever happened today, good or bad, ugly or ordinary, awesome or gorgeous, we can analyse it, look at it, and say, what did I learn today that I can apply into tomorrow? And it's a really interesting question that I ask literally everybody that I come in contact with now that shares something horrible with me. And people do, and I'm sure they do with you. Yuck stuff happens to people. People die. Mother Nature does horrible things, and floods and rains and bushfires and typhoons and hurricanes and horrible things, because she gets cranky on a regular basis. People get sick, the government does crazy things, the economy does crazy things, people treat you badly, horrible things happen, and often when something horrible happens to us, we share it with somebody else. So when people share their horrible stuff with me, I always ask this question: can you change what happened? And of course you cannot, unless you're delusional. You cannot change anything that's happened in the last 24 hours or the last year or the last 10 years or any part of your life. You can't change the past. But my question is always, then, what did you learn from it? So you can't change it. What did you learn from it? And that's something that's, for me, a really strategic part of my life. People always say, Rowie, how can you be so happy, and how can you be successful, and how can you love your life? Because regardless of what happens, and crappy stuff happens to me like it happens to you, like it happens to everybody. But my question is not, how can I change what happened? Because I can't. My question is always, I'm very grateful, first of all, thankful and grateful for what happened, because what did I learn from it, and how can I grow from it so tomorrow is better because of it? And couldn't that be a really interesting way to live? And that's something I'm so thankful for, that I learnt that a really long time ago. Don't try and change the things that you can't change. Change the things that you can. Learn from every mistake. And I always, it's another great question that I always ask when people say to me, I made a mistake. Well, what did you learn from it? I love making mistakes. I get really annoyed with myself when I make the same mistake twice, and it very rarely happens. Because every time I make a mistake, which is often, but I always say, what did I learn from that so I don't do it again? If you live over and over the same thing, the same horrible day, the same experiences, and you don't learn and grow from them, how can we get better? How can our life get better? Of course, silly question. But if everything that happens to us, we appreciate it, good or bad, rainy or sunny, yucky or awful, or wow and fantastic, if we can appreciate it, thankful for it, grow from it, get better because of it, and then apply whatever we learnt from our mistake or our great day, if you can then apply that to tomorrow. And it's another great thing I always share with when it's your birthday. Whatever birthday you're having, and for me it was really exciting. Okay, I've 57 years of living. How can I apply that 57 into my 58th year? My 45 years of living, how can I apply that into my 46th year? My 30 years of living, how can I apply that into my 31st year? So that it's like compound interest with money. I've got all this life experience, all this wisdom, all of this knowledge. It's not just one new year. I've got this 30, 40, 50, 60 years that I can now apply into my next year. So here's a great question. Shouldn't your next year be your best year ever? Shouldn't tomorrow be your best day ever? Shouldn't this month be your best month ever? Because you can apply everything that you've learned, every crappy thing that's ever happened to you that you've learned and grown from, you can now apply it into your next day, your next month, your next year. So here's a really great question and a great way to live life. Are you thankful for everything that happens to you, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the awesome, the fantastic, the gorgeous, and the terrible? What did you learn from it? How did you grow from it? How can you apply it into tomorrow? So that the end of every day becomes a learning experience. The end of every day you can say, I've had a great day today because it's been raining, it's been sunny, I've had a terrible day, horrible people have come into my life, terrible things have happened, I got bad news or good news, doesn't matter. At the end of every single day, we can all say, I'm so thankful for this day because this is what I learnt today and this is how I'm going to apply it into my life tomorrow, into the next month, into the next year, so my life can keep getting better. There's an interesting expression that says, may there be a light at the end of the tunnel. Well, whatever's happening in your life right now, how about whatever light is at the end of the tunnel, run down there and turn on the bloody thing yourself. The best place to find a helping hand is at the end of your own arm. The best road to take is the one that you decide to take and the one that you end up at the end of the day really happy with what you learnt, what you experienced, how you can grow from it and get better for tomorrow. May your tomorrow, your next month, your next year be your best ever. Thank you for coming to Romax. My name's Rowie and I would love for you to live your life to the max. Super duper doo, how are you? I'm sure you are amazing. Live your life to the max. Woohoo! Ha ha!